You think you're ready to date again? Let's be honest, you might not be. That rush of meeting someone new, the butterflies, the thrill, the late-night texts, feels amazing. But what if I told you that excitement is just a distraction, covering up the same wounds that wrecked your last relationship? I learned this the hard way, sitting across from my date, smiling, nodding, pretending to be present, while inside I was screaming. Not because they were wrong for me, but because I was about to make the same damn mistakes all over again. I wasn't healed. I wasn't ready. And worst of all, I was about to hurt someone else in the process. Are you actually ready for a new relationship? Or are you just repeating old patterns? Let's find out. Today, we're exposing the biggest mistakes women make when rushing back into dating. Mistakes that could be setting you up for another heartbreak before you even realize it. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 critical mistakes that can destroy your new relationship before it starts, and exactly how to avoid them. And trust me, the most dangerous one isn't what you might expect. Also, I'll share a practical checklist to help you determine if you're truly ready to date again. Let's get into it. 2 years ago, after my devastating breakup with someone I thought was the one, I remember thinking I was completely ready to date again. I'd done the surface work, deleted old photos, stopped checking social media, even went shopping for a new wardrobe. But inside, I was carrying invisible baggage that would eventually sabotage every new connection I tried to make. I convinced myself I was ready to date again after just 3 weeks. Spoiler alert, I was spectacularly wrong, and it led to even more heartache. Not just for me, but for the innocent person who got caught in my emotional crossfire. So, let's define these mistakes I've made. Mistake number 1, not giving yourself time to heal. When we exit a relationship, especially a long or intense one, we need time to rediscover ourselves, process our experiences, and heal our emotional wounds. My friend Mary jumped into a new relationship just 2 weeks after ending a 5-year partnership. She was convinced that the best way to get over someone is to get under someone new. Fast forward 1 month and she realized she was constantly comparing her new partner to her ex, reacting to innocent comments as if they were the same conflicts from her past relationship, and essentially using this new person as an emotional bandage. Give yourself time to heal properly. There's no universal formula. Some need a month, others 6 months, and some a year or more. What matters is learning to enjoy your own company again, rediscovering your interests, and understanding what you truly want from your next relationship. Here's a simple test to check. Can you talk about your past relationship without strong emotional reactions? If mentioning your ex still triggers anger, bitterness, or tears, you might need more time focusing on yourself before bringing someone new into the picture. Mistake number 2, idealizing or demonizing past relationships. The second critical issue is seeing past relationships in black and white. Either we idealize our ex, thinking, I'll never find someone like them again, or we demonize them, believing all men are just like this. Imagine you're on a first date with someone new, and instead of getting to know them, you're mentally comparing, my ex would never say that, or all men just want one thing. Do you think your date won't notice this invisible barrier you've put up? Instead of generalizing, try to see each new person as a unique individual. Yes, we all have preferences and values shaped by experience, but abandoning stereotypes and being willing to give people a chance is key to successful new connections. Write down what you've learned from your past relationships, both good and bad. Then create a list of qualities you're looking for in a partner based on your core values, not reactions to your ex. Mistake number 3, bringing unresolved baggage into new relationships. This is about carrying unresolved trust issues, communication patterns, or insecurities from past relationships into new ones. This is like trying to build a house on a cracked foundation. It might look fine at first, but eventually, everything will crumble. If your ex-partner cheated on you, you might find yourself checking your new partner's phone, questioning their whereabouts, or interpreting innocent situations as suspicious. Your new partner didn't break your trust, but they're paying the price for someone else's actions. Awareness is the first step. Recognize when you're projecting past experiences onto current situations. When you feel triggered, ask yourself, is this reaction based on what's happening now or what happened before? Create a trigger journal where you note situations that cause strong emotional reactions. For each trigger, write down what happened, how you felt, what it reminded you of from your past, and a more balanced perspective. This helps you separate past wounds from present reality. Mistake number 4, not knowing what you want. This one is about jumping back into dating without clarity about what you want and need. Without this knowledge, you risk falling into relationships that don't serve you simply because they're available. After dating someone extremely extroverted, who often made me feel drained and inadequate, I didn't take time to reflect. I just knew I wanted something different. So I ended up with someone so independent and detached that I felt constantly insecure. I had swung from one extreme to another without understanding what actually worked for my personality and needs. Use your single time to reflect on what truly matters to you in a relationship. Not just surface traits like appearance or career, but deeper values like how you communicate, resolve conflicts, express affection, and share responsibilities. Create 3 lists: non-negotiables, deal breakers, important qualities, strong preferences, and bonuses, nice to haves. This clarity will help you recognize compatibility and avoid getting distracted by superficial qualities that don't contribute to lasting happiness. Mistake number 5. That's exactly the one mistake that overshadows all of these, one that I see destroying potential happiness time and again. It's the mistake I made for years, and it cost me relationships with truly wonderful people who could have been right for me. And it's dating without truly knowing yourself. We think we know ourselves, don't we? We can list our favorite movies, foods, and what we do for work. But true self-knowledge goes so much deeper. When I started dating after my divorce, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted: someone stable, funny, and kind. But I kept finding myself drawn to emotionally unavailable partners who made me feel anxious and insecure. Why? Because I hadn't done the deep work of understanding my attachment patterns. I hadn't recognized how my childhood experiences with an inconsistent parent had programmed me to equate anxiety with love. I was unconsciously seeking what felt familiar, not what was healthy. This is where the real danger lies. When we don't deeply understand our patterns, triggers, and authentic needs, we're essentially navigating our love lives blindfolded. We think we're making conscious choices, but we're actually being driven by unconscious programming that often leads us straight into heartbreak. And the most painful part? We blame our partners or bad luck when relationships fail, never realizing that we're the common denominator in our disappointing love stories. So what does this mean for you as you consider dating again? It means recognizing that true readiness isn't measured by time passed since your last relationship, but by the depth of your self-understanding and healing. It means getting brutally honest about your patterns. Are you repeatedly attracted to the same type of unavailable person? Do you abandon your boundaries when someone shows interest in you? Do you become a different person in relationships than you are when single? It means facing your fears about being alone, so you can choose partners from a place of want rather than need. To recap, the 5 mistakes to avoid before dating again are: not giving yourself time to heal, idealizing or demonizing past relationships, using dating as a distraction, bringing unresolved baggage into new relationships, and not knowing what you want. Remember, the goal isn't just to find someone new. It's to find a healthy, fulfilling relationship. And that starts with you being in a healthy place yourself. The best relationships don't just happen. They're built by people who've done the inner work first. So before you download that dating app or say yes to that blind date, take some time to really get to know yourself. Journal about your past relationships. Notice your patterns. Consider working with a therapist to understand your attachment style. Build a life you love while single, so you're dating from abundance rather than lack. I'd love to hear about your dating experiences in the comments below. What mistakes have you made when returning to dating too soon? What insights have you gained through your relationship journey? And if you found this helpful, please subscribe for more videos on creating healthy, fulfilling relationships, both with yourself and with others. Remember, the relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. Take care.